Hello and welcome to Sudoku Pro. This is a 2-star puzzle from today's Hindu. Let's get started. Let's start with row E. There is a 4 in column 3 and a 4 in block 5 which blocks these 3 cells. So E7 takes 4. There is a 8 in F row which blocks these 2 cells. So E3 takes 8. Now the missing numbers are 2 and 7. There is a 2 in row G which blocks E4. So E6 takes 2 and E4 takes 7. Let's try to fill the fourth block. There is a 2 in F row which blocks these 3 cells. There is a 2 in column 2 which blocks this cell. So D1 takes 2. There is 1 4 in D row which blocks this cell. There is a 1 and 4 in column 3 which blocks this cell. So that leaves 2 cells empty and they take 1 4 pair. Now there are only 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 6 and 9. So they take the 6 9 pair. There is a 9 in first block which blocks these 2 cells of column 3, and there is a 9 in H row which blocks this cell in column 3. So in column 3, this is the only cell, that is F3 is the only cell where 9 can be. So we can cancel out the 6 and this cell takes 9 and D2 takes 6. In block 5, there are only 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 5 and 9. There is a 9 in F row. So F4 takes 5 and D6 takes 9. In F row, there are only 2 missing numbers and the numbers are 6 and 7. There is a 7 in column 8. So F8 takes 6 and F9 takes 7. Let's try to fill the column 8. There is a 4 in column 9 which blocks these 2 cells. There is a 4 here in E row which blocks this cell. There is a 4 in C row which blocks this cell. So A8 takes 4. There is a 2 here in G row which blocks these 2 cells, and there is a 2 in H row which blocks these 2 cells, and there is a 2 in column 7 which blocks these 2 cells. So I8 takes 2. There is a 3 in this third block which blocks this cell. There is a 3 in row G which blocks this cell. So in column 8, D8 takes 3. Now there are only 2 empty cells in column 8 and the missing numbers are 5 and 8. So let's fill it with 5 8 pair. There is a 7 in column 9 which blocks these 2 cells in block 9, and there is a 7 in H row which blocks these 2 cells. So I7 takes 7. There is a 3 in column 9 which blocks these 2 cells. So H7 takes 3. In column 7, there are only 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 5 and 8. There is a 8 in B row blocking this cell. So D7 takes 8 and B7 takes 5. This 5 cancels out the 5 here in C8, and C8 now takes 8, and this cancels out the 8 in G8, and G8 takes 5. In the 6th block, the only missing number is 5. In the 3rd block, there are 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 1 and 2. In C row, there is a 1. So C9 takes 2 and A9 takes 1. In the 9th block, there are 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 6 and 8. So it takes 6, 8 pair. Let's try to fill column 5. There is a 1 here which blocks these 2 cells. So 1 has to appear in one of these cells, but we have a 1 here in 0 which blocks the cell. So H5 takes 1. There is a 2 in 0 which blocks this cell, and there is a 2 in C row which blocks this cell. So B5 takes 2. Now the missing numbers are 7 and 9. There is a 9 blocking the C cell. So G5 takes 9 and C5 takes 7. Let's try to fill column 3. There are 3 empty cells and the missing numbers are 2, 5 and 6. In B row there is a 2 and 5 blocking. So B3 takes 6, and now the missing numbers are 2 and 5. There is a 2 in H row. So H3 takes 5 and A3 takes 2. Let's try to fill row B. The missing numbers are 1, 4 and 9. There is a 1 in C row blocking these 2 cells and 1 in A row which blocks this cell. So B1 takes 1 and the remaining numbers are 4 and 9. There is a 9 blocking here, so B4 takes 9 and B6 takes 4. Let's try to fill row A. The missing numbers are 7, 3 and 5. There is a 7 in C row which blocks these 2 cells. So A2 takes 7. Now the missing numbers are 3 and 5. There is a 5 blocking here. So A6 takes 5 and A4 takes 3. In the second block, the only missing number is 6. In row C, in C row, the only missing numbers are 3 and 5. There is a 3 blocking here. So C1 takes 3 and C2 takes 5. So this 1 cancels out the 1 in F1 and F1 becomes 4 and F2 becomes 1. In column 2, there are only 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 4 and 9. There is a 4 in row I, so G2 takes 4 and I2 takes 9. In column 4, again there are only 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 4 and 8. So since 4 is blocking here, H4 takes 4 and I4 takes 8. In I row, there are 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 3 and 6. There is a 3 blocking from column 1, so I6 takes 3 and I1 takes 6. So in the 7th block, the only missing number is 8. This 8 cancels out the 8 here in G9, and G9 becomes 6 and H9 becomes 8. Now the missing numbers in the 8th block are 6 and 7. So G6 takes 7 and H6 takes 6.